Ben, I suppose the first question is, what does Derby Day mean to you?
It is my favourite day of racing anywhere in the world. It's the one I get up and about for, and I cannot wait.
Now, the Derby, the $2 million classic, 3-year-olds up over 2,500 metres at this stage of the year. Who are you fancying?
Yeah, I think the favourite's short enough in Thinking Big. So I like Arameo. I think he just got too far back, too wide at Moonee Valley last start on a day that was impossible to do so. He did beat home Thinking Big 2 starts ago in the Spring Championship. In Sydney, I think at double the price, he's over the odds. The other horse I think might be over the odds is Extra Brute. Now, he wasn't able to beat Thinking Big at Caulfield, but I think this soft track and the way that low-pressure race was run was completely played into the hands of Thinking Big. He was great 2 starts ago, Extra Brute, and at double figures, maybe he's another one over the odds. So I'm thinking Arameo is the top selection, but maybe Extra Brute a little over the odds too.
Okay, before we get on to the other Group 1s, let's have a look at the fillies in the Wakeful. Obviously, it's a lead up into the Oaks on Thursday. Very elegant, a pretty special Kiwi filly over here who's now with Darren Ware. How are you sort of placing her in the context of this race?
No doubt she's the one to beat. She's got a lot of talent. She did a lot wrong in the Ethereal Stakes, over-raced fiercely off a very fast speed, yet was still too good. So that underlines just how much talent she has. I think she's the one to beat again. Do I want to step into $2 when there's probably going to be a slower pace and she does so much wrong and she's such a light filly? Probably not. She's the horse to beat. It's a race I'm just going to watch and see what she does, because if she brings her best form and if she can relax early, I think she'll probably blow them away. But I'm saying a lot of ifs here, and that's the reason why I'm not going to step in at the short price.
Okay, let's take you through some of those Group 1s. So first of all, the Cornwall down the straight it really is a stallion-making race these days.
Sure is, and I think that we might make a stallion out of Zusane here. He's by Zoustar, who won this race. He was terrific in the Golden Rose. I think it's a Premier Form reference behind the Autumn Sun. You had Graf behind him, who ran well in an Everest. You know, first up at this trip, I'm not going to be too harsh on him based on his performance, his preparation on a wet track. So I think Zusane here, Chris Waller knows a thing or two about winning the race. He won it with Zoustar, he won it with Brazen Bow. Through that Golden Rose form, I think he's the one to beat.
Okay, take us through some of the other Group 1s and your fancies in each of those.
Well, the Empire Rose Stakes for the fillies and mares, it just looks a cracker. A typically open race. It's very tough. The favourite's Amphitrite. I think she's short enough now at 480. I do think she's the pick of the 3-year-olds. Takes a good 3-year-old to win this race. I'm a Star and Shoals doing it, but there's some quality older mares. I think the 2 might be Shillelagh, who's coming back through a brutally run Turok handicap. I like her back to Flemington. I like her back against her own sex. And Aloysia, who was sensational, just too far back at Caulfield, ran the fastest last 400 of the meeting. So the 2 for me are Aloysia and Shillelagh in that race. And then we go to the other big mile race, of course, which is the Kennedy Mile. Land of Plenty's done nothing wrong. I think he picks himself as the one to beat again. He's the horse I'm keen on in the Kennedy Mile. Gonna have a little saver and something to win on the race. I don't want to be losing if his stablemate Peaceful State wins. I think it's been a target race for him all preparation, and at double figures he's backable as well. But Land of Plenty, I think the one to beat in the Kennedy Mile.
Before we let you go, Lexus, are you got a tip there for us?
I'm really keen that one of 2 horses wins this race. You can get better than even money for both of them to win in Jar May and also a Prince of Arran. So I think we're looking at 420, 460-ish around those 2 horses. I'm just going to back them both, and I think one of the 2 will win. I'm pretty keen that one of the 2 will win. Prince of Arran was terrific in restricted room behind Yucatan last time out, and Jar May's just a Flemington horse, and I think he'll be really hard to beat as well.
Okay, your best bet for the day?
Oh, best bet's probably Land of Plenty, but narrowly shades the first race. I'm pretty keen to on Adana in the best race of the year to back the winner in. Hopefully, Adana can win the first for Chris Waller.
Okay, and to just cast our mind ahead a couple of days, who's going to win the Cup?
Oh, gee, that's too hard. The Yucatan, I think, probably is the one, the favourite, but hopefully Padrina can win the last race. A mare I've got a small share in, who ran a bit of a shocker at her last start. It's not what she does, so the confidence level's really low there, but I'll be cheering her home in the last Padrina.
Best of luck for that, and thanks for joining us here. You know, it's great to have you here in person and on the Punters Lounge Live. Ben Asgari here, Matt, and some selections for you to follow throughout the day on Derby Day.
Nice one, thank you, gentlemen. And we're going to give you those selections now, and there's a bit to get through as well with Ben Asgari. His best bet of the day comes up in the first, well, his best bet is Land of Plenty, but he gave us a good push for Adana. $5.50 goes around in race number 1. It comes up with barrier number 12 to be ridden by James McDonald. Race number 3 on the card is the Tab Stakes over 1,200. Osborne Bulls, $3.145. That's a Group 2 over 1,200. Miss Rock as well in there. It's a $9 chance. Prince of Arran Baron in race number 4. That is the Lexus Stakes, $3.60. Jameer at $4 and Zusane in race number 5. That is the Coolmore taking on Sunlight and Written By. Should be a really good race. That's the 5th on the card for the 3-year-olds at 25 minutes after 4. He was keen on Shillelagh and Aloysia, $7 and $9.50. Aramaro and Extra Brute in race number 7. That's the Victorian Derby, and landed plenty in Peaceful State in race number 8.